You are now listening to the Peter and Jake Talks Wrasslin podcast, a weekly review of Monday Night Raw and other wrestling-related topics. And here's your hosts, Peter Day and Jake Grandi.
Is this thing on?
Hello, hello.
Hey, hello, boys and girls. Boot 'em up to the trunk.
Turn the bass up.
You're now, boys and girls, listening. If you're on Stitcher, SoundCloud, iTunes, Podbean. Anything I'm leaving out? That's about it.
iTunes.
Yeah, and iTunes. And then there's like, Keita told me that we're on this other. I'm gonna have to ask her, if you're listening to this, Keita, when you finally hear this part, tweet me the other podcast that we're on, like the podcast,
Like Hub Network.
Yeah, we're on something. I think it's just on there. She told me, I forgot the name of it, but
Out there for everybody.
or watching. If you're on YouTube, this is probably part 1 of the Peter and Jake Talks Wrasslin podcast. We're episode. What the fuck episode are we?
We're up there now. I think we're in the 60s. 69.
We should know this.
69, I want to say.
60. That would be weird. 69.
It's got to be there eventually, I guess.
It gotta be there eventually. It's
think
our
it might be
favorite
like-
episode of all time. Is that?
I think it are like maybe 60. I want to say between 63 and 70.
I would say 68. I want to say 68.
Let's see.
I mean, I want to build for 69. You know what I mean? I want to. I want it to
I
be.
hear you. Maybe that might be like a go home show. Or
Yep.
that'd be funny.
To probably one of the biggest pieces of shit of a
Of a pay-per-view.
pay-per-view we'll ever see.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh. Wait. Is it going to... Come on, update. It always takes a second with...
With the phone.
Well, with the app. Because I'm sitting here... Come on. God damn it. We're sitting here. Sorry if you're listening. Boom, boom, boom. Did I not? So last week, SmackDown. Dude, I don't even know. At some point, it's gonna update and we'll tell you
Yeah.
what fucking episode
Sounds
this
good.
is.
Nevertheless, it is Peter and Jake Talks Wrasslin.
Yes, and god damn it, that pisses me off. Well, anyway, and we're gonna talk to you about like how shitty the WWE product is right now. But before we get into that, we're gonna have our quick best and worst of the week. Again, it could be anything related. It could be sports. It could be politics. It could be wrestling. It could be anything. We're gonna get through this quickly to get to NXT as Developmental. So, Jake, what is your best and worst of the week?
I would say both best and worst is probably Kobe Bryant retiring, or about to retire after this year. I feel like it's the best because it's probably time, but worst because I don't know, man. Like I feel like Kobe Bryant's probably one of my favorite players ever. Definitely my favorite basketball player of all time.
Interesting.
So I'm bummed that he's leaving. I know it's time. I can rational thinking tells me that it's time. Watching him, but the heart. Like Sting. I can't handle Sting and Kobe both retired.
But we don't know if Sting's retired yet, though.
Oh, I think
They haven't said anything official because you remember when we thought Goldust had retired?
No, but I thought I saw something this week where it was official, but I'm not sure.
I'll tell you what else is official. We're episode 67.
67. Okay, cool. So I was in the ballpark.
Yeah. I think what I said, 68?
You said 68. I said 69 between.
Nah, this is where your head is. You're like, your mind's in the gutter for that 69, dog.
Oh,
You
yeah.
want that 69 bad. I seen your girl. She's hot. But, so that's your best and worst altogether?
That's all I've been really thinking about is Kobe.
Really?
I'm bummed. I got the shirt.
I could tell you're like younger than me. Like, you're how
Yeah,
old
most
are you?
people like Michael Jordan. I would say, but like for
Michael Jordan, fuck Michael Jordan.
I know, but I'm saying like from like maybe like most people I talk to that I talk basketball with feel this way about Michael Jordan, about how like they watched him when he was a kid. And he's
How old are
like,
you?
I'm 26.
26.
So like when I was in middle school, like that was him and Shaq, and then when I was around college, when I went to college, that was his run with Gasol and everything. So I guess it just like matched up with like when I played basketball and when I like watched sports the most was when I was in school for the first time, and so I guess I just like matched up with certain points in my life. And
that's a whole other generation. Because I think around that time I was watching it. I'm a Pacers guy. I'm 38, and Reggie Miller is my favorite.
Oh, what about 99?
99. That was our.
That was the year you lost to Kobe.
Yeah, you lost. Yeah, that was like the epic. Like that was nobody could. They swept us.
Yeah,
and I was so upset.
Yeah.
I stopped watching. I gave up on sports. Like
Yeah.
I was just like, all right, I'm in Chapel Hill. I'm kind of a snoot now. Fuck sports. I don't care.
Really?
Yeah, but I mean, dude,
that's interesting. So that's the team that got me, I would say, into basketball. So I guess that shows you
that pissed me off because I was like, can we at least get one win?
Well, last year, the year after, I think it was the 2000 or 2001. They didn't lose they only lost one game in the whole playoffs. That team. So yeah, I remember. But I guess Kobe. That's my team. Do you not? I guess you're not a fan.
I've never cared. I mean, when Kobe came into the league, it was around that time where I didn't. That whole you talk about I think the last new guy that came into the fray, Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan, those guys. We're talking like 96,
Whoa.
97. Those were the guys that I didn't. After that, a lot of the new guys that came in, I didn't care about. And Kobe was one of those dudes. I was like, I'm not focused on him. And he pissed me off.
Well, Kobe was a 96 guy.
Huh?
He was a 96 guy.
He's 96?
Yeah, and I think Duncan was 98 because I remember he came in when there was a...
Well, you know what? Fuck it. He said fuck Charlotte. I never liked him after that.
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
It was like, I'm not going to fucking Charlotte. And I was like, all right, whatever. I mean, even though that wasn't even my team at the time, I was just like, what arrogance,
Yeah, I guess I was too young to remember that until after I liked him for winning championships. So I guess if I was any other age than I am right now, I probably wouldn't like him. But
96, that was Peyton Manning, that was Tiger Woods, that was Kobe Bryant, and Serena Williams.
Yeah, that was where it was at. That's cool.
And all of them on the way out except one of them, and that's Serena Williams. She's on the top of her game. She's the best. She's in her prime, right? I think Brady came out that year too, right? Or he came a year after, 97.
I'm not sure. No. Brady got taken off the bench in 2001 because that's when they won their first...
But when did he get drafted?
I'm not sure.
Because him and Peyton are months apart. They're the same age.
Yeah. Who would you rather? Are you a Braden or are you a Peyton guy?
Well, neither, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm a Joe guy, Joe Montana, and Steve Young. Yeah, I mean San Francisco as a kid, I was a big San Francisco, and then Randall Cunningham. Oh yeah, that's Eagles back in the day. That was my boy.
That's what's up.
So your best and worst is Kobe, grand opening, grand closing. I guess I would say my worst is this weather. I don't really it's getting dark and it's kind of come on.
Cold, rainy.
Yeah,
not too cold to snow, but just cold enough to rain.
Yeah, it's not my ultimate worst. I mean, I guess Jay Lethal losing the TV championship. You can't hold both of them forever.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
My best, I would say, and I guess this will be my best for quite some time, is I'm 22 days without a cigarette.
Oh, hell yeah, that's awesome.
And
so how does it feel? What are you going
I got no craving. I mean, for the most part, and I'm looking at the money I'm saved. I think I've saved right now $140.
Fuck, that's awesome.
Yeah, and the month's not even up yet.
That's
half my rent. Damn it! By the time I get a month, it's gonna be my half my rent is gonna be taken care of just for not smoking.
Sure, that's a good bit of change, man. That's cool.
There's a couple other things. I think the Panthers winning, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, they can pretty much. They only have to win one or two more games, and then they're pretty much a playoff team.
Well, we needed the Seahawks to lose against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
How do you think they're going to do against the Cardinals?
Who?
The Panthers.
We played them, but you're talking about in the NFC Championship?
Aren't we playing them this week? Someone told me that.
No, we played the Falcons.
Oh, we played the Falcons. Oh, someone told me it was...
Yeah, we got the Falcons twice, and then the Saints. Yeah, we don't have them at all. I think the only rough in the patch, is the Giants, maybe. We got the Giants and the Redskins.
Oh, that division's weak.
Yeah. But, hey, you never count out on Manning. So let's go ahead and jump into our favorite segment. It's not Book 'em and Bust 'em because that's a Fast in the World podcast.
For sure.
It is a little segment that I like to call
NXT is developmental.
Close production, you heard. It's NXT is developmental, and this is not me poking the bear this month, this week. With Peter and Jake Talks Wrestling, or I'm poking at Jake because I don't want to rile him up, get all fired up. I want to discuss, because I haven't been able to listen to Fast in the World this week, so I'm curious to how you felt about the NXT. Was it the main event? It was the main event of last week's Eva Marie versus Bayley, because I hit you up. I sent you a tweet when I saw Michael Cole. I sent you a tweet. I said, "Oh my God, this is about to get real good."
Yeah.
Right. I was like, "I like this," and it ended up being one of the most entertaining things I've seen in wrestling over the past month, I would say.
Yeah. I thought it was great what they did. Nia Jax as the
muscle on the side.
As the muscle. I liked how they had two refs, especially like bringing in even doing little things like that, like bringing in Charles Robinson, which is nothing on Raw, but to make it a big deal on NXT, saying it's the senior official of the whole WWE coming down, and that leads you to have two ref bumps. So, you have the muscle, you have two ref bumps, you have the crowd, which is super.
You got Michael Cole. Michael Cole starts the show, and he's talking about corporate. WWE corporate.
Oh.
And they made it. It was just straight from the jump. I mean, it's like, you're an NXT fan. The last thing you want to see is, you could deal with Triple H. You probably could deal with Triple H. You probably could deal, hell, it's his show.
Yeah.
But you probably Byron Saxton, maybe even Jerry the King Lawler, or even Booker T. But the last person you really want to see on NXT, any NXT programming, is Michael Cole.
Oh, I thought he did
But you get what I'm saying, though, right?
I get what you're saying. I didn't even think about this point of view until now. I thought it was just a great touch. It made it seem like a big deal. It's fairly cheap to do. Is just bring Michael Cole and Charles Robinson down to do something to make this takeover seem like a big deal. Like Michael Cole was there for the contract signing. Charles Robinson was there for the main event, which was a women's title match.
He showed up as a suit.
Oh, you definitely boo his ass.
Yeah, but I'm just saying he showed up as a suit. You look at the purity of NXT, right? And it's fun storylines, fun characters, fun crowd. Michael Cole shows up and he has no smile, no nothing. He's in a suit and tie. He's like, WWE corporate, WWE corporate, WWE corporate, and you're just like, this isn't fun. This isn't fun at all. This is not at all. It's just like it's what's it called, the Iron Curtain of the WWE coming down when Michael Cole shows up, and I just sit back going like, where are they going with this? But then the first thing he brings up is Eva Marie, and I'm like, oh shit, is the fix in right now? What's going on? And as the storyline builds and builds and builds, I just go yo, this is awesome. And then when she comes out, and then Nia Jax, because they connected storylines from 2 weeks prior to them talking in the back, sort of having a we don't know what they talked about, but then you see her show up, and it's let's stack the card, let's stack the cards again. Go out, he's like, yo, we bringing in fucking Charles Robinson. What? We're bringing in Charles Robinson? He's going in, he has one purpose and one purpose only, is that Eva Marie leaves with that fucking belt. So now it's Bayley, all of the cards, every single card you can throw at her is stacked against her.
Yeah.
As like the corporate, like.
And of course, like Eva Marie is that perfect person to pick.
She looked awesome. She looked, I mean, not in the ring. She looked.
Okay.
It's probably the best she's looked, like, just image-wise. I was just like, man, this chick, she's got, because at first when I seen her, I was like, she's not that hot. She's hot now. She's really fucking hot. And Vince McMahon is high on her. I mean, we all know what it is now. We look at guys like Roman Reigns, we look at, people like fucking Eva Marie, and the heat that she's getting, dude, you can't beat that heat. Yeah,
I guess it was a great match. I loved how they put it together. I loved everything. I love how over Bayley is. It was perfect setup, perfect heel, perfect face. I mean, you talk about it all the time, but they definitely did it. I thought it was great. I definitely don't like. I'm definitely, obviously, like everyone said. Everyone. You're probably sick of this opinion, but not a fan of Eva Marie in the ring. But I think they did all this stuff and it worked out. They played into her strength, which was getting that boo from the crowd.
They played it to her strengths, to the fact that she's kind of the chosen one. And it's not like she has to put up any kind of real fight in the ring when she has not only, corporate, coming down on her side. Mm-hmm. You got Michael Cole out there. Got another ref out there to make sure that she wins. So, we all know that she's crap. But the fact, the writing on the wall, the fixes in kind of thing, and really playing on the anxiety and the frustration of WWE fans. And then she's just standing there, and she's this, what's the word? She's this cookie cutter cutout of the image of sports entertainment.
Yeah, like the thing,
of
course, like the thing that they've been like kind of using themselves to be the opposite of. That's the template that they've been saying we don't want to be that anymore. So it was perfect. It was like
who, Bayley being that template?
No, well, yeah, Bayley. I would say the Bayley Sasha is the template of the NXT women's roster, but then then you got what they were going against, what they were fighting against. It seems like, which would be like the Eva Maries of the world, like the more modeled and wrestler of the sports entertainment realm.
Well, just the sports entertainment,
and like,
thing in general.
And then plus you, like, I guess you do, like, I didn't watch it, but apparently there's like a Total Divas storyline where she didn't want to work hard, and like all these women kind of kicked her off the main roster. So like I think there's that whole element too of like people that watch that show know she didn't even want to work hard enough to be like as good as she is.
Well, she was probably given the green light to be a lazy fuck.
Yeah.
Like the stuff that you talk about with Sheamus, which again, not even to bring it up, is like you have people that you assume are in certain positions, but then you got people who are in certain positions.
Sure.
Eva Marie was plucked from the Diva Search.
Yeah,
which had nothing to do with the wrestling in general. They chose her like they chose a whole host of other girls that's been in her same position to do nothing more but to be a pretty face.
Yeah, the first time they started using her was plucked from the Diva Search and then on the reality show Total Divas.
Yes, that was the whole thing.
Yeah, so she wasn't ever really a wrestler in the first place.
As a polarizing figure, as someone who you saw first face value was trash, that she was going to be sort of transformed into this sort of beauty,
yeah,
right? And then, the brass ring that everyone's looking for. No, they just covered her in brass, right? So you look at this and you just go like, whoa, this is reality. This is hard. You look at the music industry when you got your people that are cookie cutter. They don't have any real talent. The A&Rs find them. It's like, okay, you have the look. You don't necessarily have the talent, but like we got all these things that can make you talented, and the people would just eat it up because we are the spoon feeders. We are the ones telling you what you should like, what you shouldn't like. We're the taste makers, and that's what she is. She is a taste-making project that will be successful. Like, without a shadow of a doubt, I don't think that this Eva Marie is going to be a failure. You want it to be a failure, fans, WWE fans? Jake, you start to cheer her. I'm not playing.
Well, what did you think about that guy who, since she came out of, I think, virtual protest, he opened a book and read a book front row center?
That's good for him.
Well, I mean, I'm saying there might be other options than cheer. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to watch the match and boo, but...
That's still heat, though. You want this project to fail?
That's not heat. That's not heat.
Well, that's heat itself.
Turning down. Like,
it's heat. I mean, if he's doing protests, that's heat. I mean, to me, in my eyes, that's heat. Like, if everyone turned their back in the crowd, like, that's heat.
Yeah,
but that's even more
because
that's
so much heat they're not watching.
Because you know what that is? When word gets around that that's happening, then that makes her that much more polarizing. Like, people don't understand. Roman Reigns is in the position he is because he's there to become a polarizing figure. Him and Eva Marie are like basically the same storyline. I like how NXT basically uses Eva Marie, as what I spoke about on the New Day podcast, is that Triple H is using Eva Marie as a satirical figure for the Roman Reigns character and the Roman Reigns storyline. This is basically what he's chosen to do with Eva Marie to a certain extent. This is what it, like him kind of poking holes or poking fun or ribbing what Roman Reigns is in the WWE. He's the chosen one. He's been given all these opportunities for whatever reason. And Eva Marie is the same thing, but they're actually putting it in your face. Like, it's like, we're not going to make it seem like we're hiding anything. Like, we're going to send Michael Cole down to talk about corporate. We're going to have fucking Charles Robinson stand in the way of a charging Bailey to prevent Eva Marie from getting hurt. Like, we're not hiding this. This is obvious shit. And I go, that's what makes it more brilliant. And I'm looking forward to see how this storyline with Eva Marie, just how they do with this moving forward.
Oh.
I'm totally interested in how they move forward with this because it could get real interesting. It could get.
Well, I mean, I don't think it's the match at Takeover. I think it's her and I'm not sure, but I think it's her and Alexa Bliss at Takeover. So well,
just the Eva Marie character. I ain't talking about the in-ring. When we're talking about Eva Marie, I'm not at all talking about in-ring. I won't ever be talking about
I don't
in-ring.
know if that, but I mean, she lost the belt. I think I don't know if it's.
She's still the chosen one, and she's going to be hovering over every talent backstage, male or female, in the locker room, as the chosen one, as the person. If she don't get it now, she's going to get it eventually. She's going to be able to make that jump to the main roster before any of those hardworking people down there, just because. So that in itself, the heat from the crowd, the heat from backstage, and then just being this polarizing figure of a like the chosen. I think it could play into like a really awesome storyline just for her in general. Just being super hated. Like just being hated. You want this the Eva Marie experiment to fail, you start cheering. You start cheering because they go like, God damn it, they like her. We don't want her to like her. We don't want people to like her. We want her to be hated. That's my whole thing.
Well, they originally wanted her to be liked because they would play vignettes about the comeback story and how she's been working real hard. But people reacted negatively to that so much so. So I think that you're giving them way too much credit. I think that they wanted to like him, and then they saw that she was the way that they were reacting the way that she did, so they turned her to get some heat.
Keep booing her and see how fast she excels in the business. Keep booing her. Keep booing her. Keep opening your books and turning your backs. That's buzz. That's buzz. That's people talking and people wanting to tune in to see how people react to her. Like it's genius. It's genius. It's marketing 101. It's marketing 101.
I think if people turn their backs, that's not good. People haven't done that.
Buzz. Because people are going to buy a ticket to go in to turn their backs.
Well, remember Geely? That came out and that was really famous for being bad, and it kind of did all right when it first went to Blockbuster and home video stores like that. But then it tanked just like it did in the movies shortly after that.
What are you talking about?
Geely, the movie, was like Kevin Smith and J-Lo and Ben Affleck all made a movie. It was pretty much supposed to be a hit, but then it did so bad it got yanked from theaters. And then since it got yanked from theaters, the buzz from that made it do really well for like a week or two in home box office, but then it went away. So I think it's just going to be like a big boop boop.
If you'd like to think so.
Bad wrestlers are just bad wrestlers at the end of the day.
But they're not making her into a wrestler. They're making her into a star.
She doesn't wrestle? Didn't she wrestle in the main event?
They're not trying to make her to a wrestler. They're trying to make her to a star.
I think they're trying to do both. She is definitely making her.
I don't see her trying to make her to a wrestler.
She wrestled. She did wrestle, and she's been training with Brian Kendrick and training with NXT. That's the whole reason she's down there in the NXT is to keep wrestling. And then she's training with Brian Kendrick offhand to learn how.
That's all. Well, so she won't hurt anybody in the ring.
No, well, so that would still be a wrestler and a star. Those two things aren't mutually exclusive.
Whatever. I guess it's all like nitpicking at words.
I'm saying, but like you need. Okay, say like. They did a really good job promoting a candy bar, and you opened it and there was no candy in it. That would piss everyone off, so they'd buy it as a novelty gift for Christmas, but you're not going to keep doing that year after year. It's not going to work.
All right. Let's get into this Raw.